cord. Okay, so bullet, cut it open. Okay, so this is a Paratition Gold. Paratition Gold, 2 3/4 inch slug, 70mm length, 12 gauge. Can't remember the velocity, but it's the highest 2 3/4 inch velocity one I've got. So it's a slug with, what do they call it? Saget slug. I'll explain that when I get it off. And, cut down there. So I used to do this all the time when I was younger. And I've seen people on YouTube and not YouTube, just on random people. Oh, no, it comes already. Okay, so there's the hollow point. Nice big slug. And it's obviously got a jacket. Where's the camera? There's the jacket. Nice big slug. That came out pretty easy. Okay, so it's a Saget. Now when I shot this, oh there they are there. I shot it from 5 meters away. I shot one of these. It was 5. I've only shot one. I can't really do much shooting at the moment because I've got a sore back. But when I shot it from 5 meters away, it actually, I'm interested to see what the Saget looks like, because it actually went through the lino that I was shooting at and did more damage than what the bullet from 5 meters away did. So the Saget itself is pretty strong. I mean, to shoot something up close, you'd get this stuck in the prey anyway. So, oh yeah, so that's how it works. So that's what it looks like. I mean, I've been doing this for years. Sorry I've been quiet. But I've just been talking in my last video and forgot to talk in this one. So the question on YouTube was, I mean on just standard Google things, that what happens if you shoot a gun with just a primer? Well, common sense, it's not going to do anything. You know, it's just pretty much like a cap gun with only the primer. And people saying, oh, how interesting to see a video done on that and all that. And I'm like, well, I'll do one on it. But yeah, I just thought it'd been something people would have tried by now. But I thought I'll pull this apart because I want to have a look at it and put one for in mine. So that's how it works. The Saget goes in there like that. And then that'll, I presume, I might be able to add a picture to what the holes look like on the lino. No, I don't think I took one, but I don't know if it just opened fully up like that and out it came, and then that just shot into the lino like that, or it all just breaks apart, but it don't look like it. But anyway, obviously you can see it's the same as a Saget. Flies through the air, they spread open and out it comes. And then that follows behind to a certain distance, obviously. But the other Sagets I've seen, I like that are just two halves, and then they pull apart like a proper Saget missile. So it'll be inside, and then they'll just spread apart. So if you're not sure how that works, look up Saget missile. And then here we go, we got the wad in there. Pull that open and get out the gunpowder. We'll set fire to that. It's probably another question someone's asked. What happens if I set fire to gunpowder outside of the gun? Will it blow up and kill me? Well, you don't know unless you try. And that's me, I like to try. And I've tried it that many times and stood back, so I know I don't need to stand back. Okay, so we're going to pull that back. I may have to run inside in a minute and get scissors. The only thing I don't want to do is spark off the gunpowder. That would be devastation. Okay, right. I'm going to have to get a pair of scissors. I don't really like pulling them this far apart though. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. So first is a paper wad. Next will be the plastic plunge noise. So that's what keeps your gunpowder retained. I'm just going to put the gunpowder down here. Hopefully you can see that. I'll just find a target point there. Can you see that? Yep, you can see that. I want to make sure I get all the gunpowder out of that. Like that. And then you can throw a match on it as long as you haven't got anything right close. And that should just spread it out a bit so it doesn't go to an explosion. Make sure it's all up close and then just chuck a match on it. You should just go psh. Damn it. And there you go. That's all it does. So when there's no compression, you don't get no combustion, just like an engine. So I'm going to go and cut this with a pair of scissors and I'll be back. And I'll dry fire it. Don't want any gunpowder in there, because if you have gunpowder in there, that will spark and it won't be good for the barrel, I don't think. So back in a sec. So to make this work, you've really got to cut this neat because it won't fit in the barrel. I tried that yesterday when I was showing my daughter. It did not want to go in the barrel, so it's got to be a really neat cut. Maybe even squash it down so it will fit in the barrel, but not so much that any plastic sticking out. Because if there's any plastic sticking out, you know what that could become? A projectile. So many know-it-alls on gun sites. Oh, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Don't want to make this mistake, but mistakes will be made. Mistakes will be made. So the first thing just to do, these aren't the best scissors. I'm not getting up again. So I'll cut it as neat as I can. Right, and I'll use these to bend it over like that so it fits in the barrel like that, and I'll just dry fire it. I don't know why I want to say dry fire, it pisses me off, but I'm going to get this whole gun in. No gunpowder. Make sure it's all clear. Just want to make sure it's no clear because I shouldn't make any difference anyway. It's going to go through the gun normally. Alright, safety's on. I don't know if I can get this back out again after this. Right, and we're going to fire, standing back and fire. And that was it. And it should come out. Done. That's what happens. And that's what it looks like. Left it a bit smoky. I should have left it longer. What it's done is blown smoke in there, but that's alright, we'll clean it out later. Don't know if there's any powder coming out. Smoke, I should say. It can't really do anything because at the end of the day it's just a detonator basically, and a blast forward. And especially I've done it on rifles too. Alright, so that's it. That was that. Gunpowder. I'm sure that went in that way, as each bullet uses different things. Looks to me that would have got pushed in there. I'm not sure if that goes in that way or that way. Yeah, I'd say it goes that way because it's a scoop in there like that. So that would have been the other hole, big hole, because I had two big holes after I shot this alongside the bullet. So I'd say it was that, and then that, I presume, like that. I don't pretty much what to do with that jacket now is just keep it as a keepsake. So there you go, that's what happens. A little primer seems to be wanting to pop out there too. Oh well, there's that video.